Hi, welcome to Reboot TV. I'm your host, Steve Jakes. To my right, I've got Gregory J. Baker, my business partner and co-founder of the Reboot programme. And to my left, we've got the amazing and wonderful Hayley Panton, who's a therapist and counsellor now for 4 years, who also participated in the programme some time ago. So, hello Hayley, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
And so, we'll crack on. So, obviously you've done the programme.
Yes.
And so, how did you meet Greg initially and to get involved in the programme in the first place?
I met Greg through Lisa, my friend. Mm-hmm. She knew Leanne, and we went to a seminar at Leanne's house, and then they done their pitch and I fell in love with the programme. It's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
It was everything they said was what I was looking for. Find the true you. I was like, yeah, please.
Yeah.
So just for those listeners, we got 3 stages. The first is called Reboot Insights, but we used to call that Finding the True You seminar, and that's the first stage. And we used to host those either in Leanne's living room,
yes,
or in pubs and things. And it was there that I did I do a joint.
Yeah, me and Lisa, yeah.
But I did a joint. Did Leanne lead that, or did I lead that seminar?
Leanne did.
Yeah, Leanne led that seminar.
You was there, yeah. But she led it because she was training.
That was it. She was training. That's right.
So
that was about what was that, about 2?
That was Christmas, not last year, the year before.
Right,
okay, so about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Okay,
yeah.
That's interesting. So, can you just tell us whereabouts you were then, as in your life, as emotionally and spiritually, or where you were? In order to, before you actually decided to do a programme?
The same just clicked. I was confused. I was stuck. I was... my confidence was really shoddy actually, because I just had Josh.
Yeah.
My boy is 2.5 now.
Okay.
But then he was... And I weren't used to staying at home, and so it's just clicked to me where I am now.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, really good thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was wondering what had clicked in you, but it was lovely to see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I'm not quiet on
Okay,
this.
so if we can unclick you for a minute, whereabouts were
I
you?
like being in this place. Well, I was lost, I
Yeah.
was confused, I was stuck, I was empty. I just didn't know what I was doing.
But you were searching though, and you...
I was searching for something.
And had you done previous self-help courses and...
For years. I've read a book every day, I've got Audible, and I wanted to do Tony Robbins' course. And Lisa said...
That was it.
I know a course just like Tony Robbins' course. She said, but it's a lot more affordable.
Yes.
And she
that's how she described it.
That's how she described it, and that's why I came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's mate. You're the Essex Tony Robbins. So well done. High five on that. I've not seen it, but everyone else thinks I'm only joking.
So I was just I knew there was something more, but the books weren't doing it. It wasn't clicking.
Can I ask what sort of books you were reading?
Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, The Power, The Secret.
Underburn, yeah.
So it's all law of attraction type stuff.
Law of attraction, spiritual stuff. Yeah. It was more spiritual stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm quite spiritual as well. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's where I was attracted to, and there was something missing. There was just something not clicking though.
And it's funny you should say it. So I was funny to say it because that's exactly where I was, wasn't it? I come to you, and at the time I'd literally spent years learning the science of what was going on, learning the science of the emotions, knowing how everything worked in my brain, how emotions worked, how neuroscience worked, how everything, literally I knew it. I just know it. I could just rattle it off now. I could tell you all the chemicals that happen, everything. I could tell you the whole structure of thinking, thoughts and emotions, but something was missing.
Something
and something went right. And like I said to you in there, I just knew I got it. I spent years learning this stuff, and I thought that once I knew this stuff, it's going to make a massive difference in my life. And it did, and it helped. It's helped more. I helped other people more because for some reason, I was able to empower them and help them more than I was able to help myself. But what was with me was I had a massive emotional disconnect. So the emotional disconnect was I knew all the stuff, but it weren't changing the way that I felt.
Yeah.
And it was something. And I said to him, "There's something missing." And
that's it.
And then having spoken to him, he sort of confirmed to me that this might be the thing. And I wouldn't say he sold it to me, but he suggested to me that that maybe there's something missing and I was in the right place, and And I just went with it, and fortunately enough, I decided to do the right thing, because otherwise I could have spent another 4 years sitting in there feeling sorry for myself, being angry, down, and all the rest of it, reading more books, watching YouTube videos, listening to more leaders and gurus and that, and not really getting anywhere. So, so I know exactly where you are with that.
Can I ask what's going on right now? For the viewers particularly, and me, because I'm baffled, because something clicked with whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just that. It wouldn't have mattered, because did you find when you was going back to the books and keep on reading, it was like, I know this stuff though. What is?
Yeah.
This is frustrating, because I know this stuff.
100%.
And why am I keep on doing this? Why do I keep on reading?
Yeah.
Why is it something wrong with me?
Yeah.
Is there something I'm doing? Am I not just? Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's clicked is that relief.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I felt that.
It finally. It
All
makes
made sense. Yeah.
So it's not that the
Yeah,
stuff
it all made sense.
isn't valuable.
It's very valuable.
The books and that, but it's
No,
not.
I think I was meant to read all them
At
books.
first, it's like a bit.
First, yeah.
And that's where I am, because we spoke. We said you're a counsellor and that, and you've been doing that for 4 years, and so it's funny that it's been 4 years for me, and I'm now working with Greg. Now I had a big business doing advertising and software and stuff, and I'm no longer following that path, and I'm now doing this. But I believe I needed to learn all of this stuff, all of the science behind it, and all the books and all of the beliefs and some of the spiritual teachings as well, because it's all important in order to be able to now do this. And probably the similar with you with what you're now doing. If you hadn't have learned and done all of that, you wouldn't have become the person that you are, being the person you are, if you hadn't sort of learned all that other stuff.
You had
so it
to
is
go
relevant.
through everything.
Yeah.
To be the right time, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is the course connects you to you really are.
That's what it
and
is,
then
it's
go,
a connection.
okay. And then
Yeah.
when you reconnect, it's like you have an abundance of stuff. You'll go, excuse me, all of this stuff now I can actually use.
Yeah.
Where before it was like having all of this stuff locked in a safe when I didn't have the key to it. I didn't have the lock. I couldn't. I knew it was in there.
Yeah.
I couldn't get to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'll just jump in there. So one thing Steve's just said there was that you sort of reconnect or connect to yourself. So the one thing that's, I wouldn't say different about this course, but something quite unique, is that we're not here to tell you how life is or to be righteous or tell you what is so. Or it's not about that. It's not a set of pre-described rules. What the outcome of the process is, you just connect with who you are, and there's only one of you. So there's only one of Hayley, there's only one of Steve, there's only one of me, and so it's like I never know how to describe it. It's like putting the most comfy slippers on, and you just feel like, all of a sudden it's just lush. I mean, you actually did that. You just went like that. So it doesn't waste all of your stuff, all of the learnings you've done, all of the.
Definitely not. I still read stuff.
You still read stuff.
I still do it.
But now you can implement it because you're going to know what works for you, because you now know why you're here and how you do it and who you are.
And you listen to it differently as well. Do you find that?
Yep. Yeah.
You listen to it differently. You catch things that you never heard before.
I listen to people differently. I look at people differently. I behave differently. Everything's different now.
You have more empathy for people.
Yeah, I'm a lot more calmer, and everything now. It's just like it's as if I've, like when you plug a plug into the wall. It's like I got plugged back into living.
Yeah.
I plugged in now, and I'm like, okay, got it now. I'm all the stress, all the worries. None of it's important anymore.
Like that.
There's just no confusion. That's what I love about
Yeah,
it.
Because you were. I remember on the first little.
Confusion come up loads, isn't it?
Yeah, confusion. Yeah, it was like you
and
were
petrified come up loads.
Yes, because you were inactive with things. I mean, one of the reasons that the biggest thing was money, wasn't it? I remember you came to, and then money's become less and less of a problem. More.
It's definitely coming. It's still sort of there, because one thing is you can't just. You still have to. It still creeps back.
Yeah.
But then I know that's for a reason anyway, because I know that for the bigger picture, I'm going through this at the moment. But money's definitely not as a massive issue it was before.
That's right, and you changed where you lived. You all sorts, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't live in that area anymore.
Yeah.
So the whole thing. So going back, because we've obviously talked about me here a lot, and then it's actually really about you. So you've done the counselling, you've done the seminar, and so you was obviously in quite a bad place, like you said before you started. What was your experience of actually doing it? What was your experience whilst sitting in that room listening to Greg? What was going on in?
Do you mean the
program? The program. Yeah. Well, no, the insights.
Oh, the insights.
The actual insights itself.
What insights? What do you mean?
Oh, that's the seminar.
You the seminar, yeah. What was going through?
Hope. This is definitely for me. Confidence. You had a lot of confidence that I can't explain it. I believed in you.
Yeah.
You know when someone's confident in what they're saying?
Yeah.
A bit like Tony Robbins, actually.
Yeah.
Like it
It's
was
so
that,
sure.
You're so sure that
Yeah.
you're gonna, you can do this. You can do this.
Yeah.
And it was more curiosity as well.
Really? Can you keep this up?
Yeah, it's funny because I spoke to a girl yesterday that said exactly the same
And
thing.
I had it until the moment he gave me the second bit of paper.
Yeah.
I still had that. Don't know. I've done a lot of things. I don't know if
The second bit in it's lovely,
it's
isn't
that
it?
second bit of paper. Yeah.
Yeah. And we talk about the second bit of paper a lot. That's because when you do the programme, there's 2 pieces of paper you get with some
At the
words.
very end.
At the very, very end.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting because it's almost like the point of Reboot is when you get the second bit of paper. It's an unusual experience. So again, if you want to find out more, obviously you can go to our open evenings or come onto our webinar. But we'll talk a bit
about
more
the end. Yeah.
at the end.
So obviously you've done a lot of self-help work, and you've obviously done this now, and you're doing the therapy. Was the course, did it help you become a therapist, or would you already decided to be a counsellor stroke therapist before you done this, or has this been a tool that's enabled you to become a better counsellor?
I was already a therapist anyway, because that's where my journey started when I became a counsellor.
Yeah.
So I was already a therapist anyway, but the course has made me realise that's not just what I want to do. It's not just therapy I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to do more than that. So not that I know properly yet, but I know there's more than just counselling.
Yeah. So the journey started.
The journey started, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's great to know, isn't it?
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so I've got a question sort of rewind.
Yeah,
back.
go on, go
So
for it.
when you did the insights, which we call insights now, I know it's a bit confusing. It was Finding the True You seminar when you did it. Then you booked the Finding the True You workshop, didn't you?
I did the workshop.
Was that with, who was that with? Was that
With you, just us two.
Was it just us two?
Yeah.
Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
So that's the life.
Yeah, so that's what we call the live,
Yeah.
Reboot Live now. This is a day workshop, and we did a private one. Do you remember?
Clearly, yeah.
So do you want to tell us, give us a little outline of, just to recap, you've got hope, what was it, hope and confidence
Hope and confidence.
from the seminar. Then you went to the
excited.
day.
I
Yeah.
definitely felt excited on the workshop.
On the day.
On the workshop.
That's the day. The workshop is the day.
Yeah, the day one, yeah. I had hope, excitement. I had faith as well. I did have faith.
Okay.
Yeah.
So faith and trust.
And I was ready. I knew I was ready.
That's important.
I knew I was ready.
Yeah.
So just for the viewers out there, there's the 3 stages. The first is the webinar or seminar, which is about 2 hours. And then if you're still interested after that, you do what we call live, which is a day. It's a workshop.
With me and Greg, we do that work.
We do
work
that together.
and do it with
And
you.
That's a real roller coaster as well. And then that acts like an application for the program. So the program is not trivial. We'll speak about the program, and we'll share how uncomfortable it is in a minute. But and that's 4 to 5 days, the program. But the actual day itself is like an application to it. And there's 2 things that you need in order to. You need to be ready and have the desire, want to do it. So
You have to have desire.
you have to have desire.
Oh, it wouldn't have happened if I didn't have desire.
Because I've noticed with so many people is they'll complain and moan about their current life situation, and they'll make up stories and tell lies to themselves or whatever it is that's going on for them, but they won't actually take any action to change it until they get to a point in their life where they've just had enough of it.
Enough's enough.
Enough's
yeah.
enough, and I'm sick
Yeah.
of telling the lies, and I'm sick of avoiding it and not being honest to myself, or whatever it is that's going on, or the drink, the drugs, or whatever what's happened. You get to a point where you go, I've had enough, I need to do something about it, and that's where I was, and that's where you were, and I think that's...
Yeah, and I did not have a clue how I was going to... money was a huge... Actually, money's getting better.
Isn't
Money-
it?
Yeah.
I'm glad, because I was like,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
money was a huge thing to me,
It was.
and I'd use it as an excuse, and I still do to a certain point, but I'm aware of it now.
Yeah.
Money was huge, and I thought, how would I do it? And it just, if you want to do it, it's going to happen.
So just
I didn't
to-
use money as an excuse. I just thought this is going to happen, and it did. Everything naturally starts to fall into place with money.
And just to go back there a little bit, is that we don't try and sell this to you. If anything, we it's an uncomfortable process to put you off.
Yeah.
But money is a one that people will.
But they will use it as an excuse. But that means they're normally not ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so
If
it's not the money
it,
itself; it's the fact that you're not ready to do it, and
Yeah.
money becomes a really convenient excuse. We have something like 20% of our clients in the life of 6.5 years. They've not, if they saw the price of it, they haven't got the money or they didn't have access to it. But because they were ready, they found it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And they valued and loved themselves enough because they were ready and loved themselves enough that they invested that money, because that's basically what you're doing. You're spending the money on you. You're not spending it on somebody
it's a life
else.
investment.
Yeah. And so but the going back was, we don't try and sell it to you. That's and you'll hear that from it. So
yeah. So the live event you obviously did, and so what was your experience of that?
The live
the
event.
live, yeah, that'll be the workshop.
that's the workshop today. That's when we
It was just like a mini version of the not a complete version, but you've got a taster of what the course is going to be like.
Yeah. Okay.
Not until you do the course, then you realise actually it's not. But when I was doing the course,
Yeah,
it felt like, right, I get it. This is
Yeah.
going to be something for me.
Yes. Yes. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So
It gives you a taster. You think it's a taster, but when you do the course, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's it's good because
But did
it's
you
about
learn? I mean, I learned quite a lot from the workshop itself, because I remember waking up the next day thinking that I'd already had my life. I mean, I was in a much better place just after the workshop, and because we covered so many different. I'd learned so much what was not going on in my life, and I don't know if you probably heard that, because you've got the 7 wells and all of the stuff that's going on, and some other life hacks and philosophies and stuff. And
I've got a bit of bonus, I must add.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
because you've got a little bit extra.
Look,
Is it?
I did. I think for me, I was just in the moment on that workshop.
Yeah.
Live.
Yep. Call it workshop.
Yeah, call it workshop.
And it was just, I can't explain it. I was in a little bit of a daze that day because I kept on using my asthma pump.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Do
interesting.
you remember?
I don't right now.
I kept on using my asthma pump. So
Was that like a little?
Well, it's her body
Unconscious
reacting.
thing?
Yeah,
yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
It's a reaction, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
yeah.
my
bringing
reaction.
up stuff.
Yeah, and so there was something going on
I don't-
unconsciously
I love it.
for me in that room.
Yeah.
Rather than, did I learn something from the workshop? I don't know, but all I know is I must have, for me to go on to the next one.
Yeah.
That was for me, my personal
Yeah.
experience.
No, everyone's is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's is different.
Yeah. So great. So we obviously then decided to do the 4-day event.
Yes.
And
I was so excited about that. I remember the feeling, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Were
Well,
you
talk to us-
excited?
yeah,
Did you?
talk to us
Was there no
about that.
fear? Yeah. of course.
No, I was ready. I was so excited. I just couldn't wait, because remember we was going to do it in 4 days, and then it had to change it. It was your birthday, and I just thought, I just want to do it all. And we,
That was it, because I remember it was. By the way, it wasn't because of my birthday.
It was. He's a selfish bugger. Him. I'm guaranteeing you now it was.
no, I was
think-
doing something as well.
I
to
think
be
we
fair.
both. I had already pre-booked.
Yeah.
Your
event.
birthday.
Oh come on, it's being real.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly
but it sounded
right,
like, because it's my birthday,
Yeah,
I'm shutting
I know.
down everything.
Yeah, Greg didn't let me do it, but it's your birthday.
Oh dear. I'll shut up. But the
Bang
point was
holiday,
that there was my favourite band I wanted to see, and I'd got tickets to this. So so when you booked it, I just said, look, you have to understand on.
You did tell me before.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
one of
you
the
did
days.
when we
yeah.
booked them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 3 days. Then I only had but then it was good because I had that week to reflect. So I had a few days to reflect. I can't remember what I had.
And that's right. So we did that. Was it the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or something? And then
Yeah.
we finished it the following.
It had to be the weekend because I had the kids.
And so sorry.
Yes, it did. It was the following Saturday, so it done me good.
So when you started,
You said you was really excited.
Yeah.
So what was? So tell us a bit of that. What was like? What would you have an expectation that it was going to?
Well,
What was that?
I believe
expectation?
you're. There's a part of you that knows already anyway. Your intuition already knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think that's what was going. I just knew. I don't know. There was that side to me that was like, but then that excitement was thinking, well, I know something's going to happen.
something good for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Comms.
That's mad, isn't it? Without even knowing. That's
Yeah.
like that intuitive thing. That's
You just know, the intuition knows.
yeah.
And that was bizarre because I'd never met you before. I'd never met you till that. I think I met you on the night of the seminar.
Yeah, but it was just like we'd known each other. It's weird because you've got a relaxed
Even though you
approach.
tried to avoid him.
That was after.
That was but yeah, go on. You said
but
about
you've
relaxed.
you've got a relaxed approach. You have.
Right.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, that's nice.
No, it's good.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, and you it's like you get. How do I explain it? It's like it was inside my head, and just understanding.
Yeah.
Do you know when someone really understands you?
Yes.
And
So we call that gotten. You got me.
Yeah.
I got you, and it was because I that's
You
I'm not
did.
going to add to that because
Yeah,
self-praise
you
is
got
no
me.
recommendation.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was obviously give you a lot more confidence. So,
Oh, give me loads of confidence.
what was your... Go on.
The sausage roll incident, was that on the programme?
That was during the programme.
That was. We'll come on to that. We'll ask about the sausage roll.
Okay. I'll ask about the sausage roll. Yeah. So going into the programme, what was the big thing that, what was for you the big things in that in the 4-day events? There's quite a lot in it. And so...
Integrity was massive.
Was it the integrity, authenticity?
Integrity and them two were huge, and I can never forget them.
Yeah.
Is it, and how transformational is just those
Oh,
two
it's
things?
massive when you say you're going to... But then what's nice is you recommit, but you have to re-deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you get it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so lovely to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, integrity was huge. Authentic, that always is there. Always is there.
So you're now operating from that nearly all the time?
It's hard.
now?
It is hard to do because you get fear that people will reject you, etc.
Yeah.
That still goes on. Like,
Yeah,
even
of
though
course.
you're connected,
Yeah.
Life still happens.
yeah, but it's completely different. I can't explain it, but them two are huge. What else stood out to me? Oh, obviously Orbed.
Orbed,
So
yeah.
we speak about Orbed in quite a lot of the things.
Oh,
it's a distinction.
Orbed's huge.
We do that in the webinar.
Yeah, it changed my life.
It's
Yeah,
about-
come on. No,
it's about
you
responsibility.
know when you're blaming.
Yeah.
There's something about this programme. As soon as you start to blame, you're so consciously aware.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I go, and I want to blame somebody,
still
or I
do
want,
it,
and
but
I
then
go,
I know.
oh,
But then you pick yourself
Then
up.
you
don't
have to say sorry.
Yeah,
you have
straight
to say
away.
sorry straight away. Look, I know I was just blaming you then.
yeah, I know it's terrible when we have to take that
But
on
it's just
because
it's
that's
what we're used to. We're used
yeah,
to
use
blaming
the program. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just for the viewers
Orbed's
watching
good
this now, Orbed
Yeah.
is a distinction around responsibility and accountability and taking ownership of things. These blaming or making excuses or denying there's actually a problem, and what humans tend to do is we tend to automatically blame, especially if it's valid.
The valid ones, yeah.
The valid excuses. That's a really powerful one because
well, it's like the blind girl
yeah,
for you, the
Right.
girl who was blind and couldn't
Leanne.
do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for that, for example, is that when
it's a
you,
valid excuse.
it's a
not
valid
to do-
excuse not to do anything, and now
But-
once you become aware of it, changes her life.
And we won't accept your valid
She's-
excuses,
she's
by the
fine
way.
now.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we won't accept your valid excuses, and so what will happen is you start to become responsible. But what it does is it frees you up from yourself. And so if you do feel that my biggest excuse that I used to have was I watched my sister die, and she was my purpose. So I would just wheel out my sister died card, and then everyone tiptoes around me. Oh yeah, Gregory's obviously sad. And what it did though is it kept me in my prison. Now it's not an excuse. If anything, she lives on through the program, and actually she's absolutely my purpose for living, even though she's not with us. I don't use it as an excuse anymore. My sister is now here as an inspiration to me. But that's it. I don't use it. So the Orbed that we talk about, we do in the webinar.
Well, for me, I had about 20 blames. 20
You
big,
did.
huge blames.
And they were valid.
all huge.
Valid
But
blames and valid
absolutely
excuses.
put me to a point where I was literally paralysed
Yeah.
because every single part of my life I had something major had happened, and it was like no escape now. There weren't a way out. And apart from, funny enough, the reboot has been my way out.
Yeah.
But it was only doing through the Orbed and letting go of all the blame and the valid excuses, because I had a lot of valid excuses, a lot of big ones, but being able to do this process was huge for me. So yeah, the Orbed's massive.
It's huge,
Yeah.
and it stands out to me as well. And I blamed the kids, Steve's kids, a lot, and I told him this, and it was
Wow.
easier to blame than to say actually you're blaming.
I'm not shutting up.
Take responsibility.
Yeah.
You're blaming, and you're doing that, so you've got a valid excuse or an excuse to not do what you want to do.
To not show up. Yeah.
And interestingly, in the programme, dissatisfactions, they all came up, didn't they, on the different thing?
Yeah.
And then you realised after...
Oh, things have changed so much. Things have changed so much. Oh, God, sorry, yeah.
It's lovely watching this live.
It's great, actually, isn't it? Yeah, I know, because you're...
Yeah.
So do you want to explain your home dynamic? Would you be prepared to share your home dynamic?
I've got...
So it's your partner Steve.
I've got my partner Steve, I've got my son Josh, and...
With Steve.
Steve,
yep.
and my daughter Megan.
Yep. And that's with Steve?
No, she's got...
she's got her dad.
She's got her dad in her life, and
Yep.
Steve's got 3 children, and it took me ages to accept that situation.
Because that's quite a complicated dynamic, as you can imagine. Yeah,
because when the kids, they were upsetting, like Josh or not Josh, Megan, and there was just, I'm blaming them.
Yeah.
I'm blaming them.
So obviously you had all that going on, and then
Which means it's unresolvable, by the way.
And do you know what I did?
What? Sorry.
Through Leanne, sorry. This is how I took responsibility, and it was the hardest thing I ever did. Was I wrote them letters, and I wrote their mum a letter.
I remember you saying this.
Yeah, and it was really, really powerful. And since then, that's when everything just started to be okay.
But you see, when you wrote those letters, you meant that. You
I meant
committed to
it.
the content, whatever it was.
Yeah,
but
because no child's to blame, but it's easy we only get shown what we get shown in life as a parent.
Yeah.
You know, we get shown what we get shown, and our parents only get shown what they get shown. Yeah. And that's what I'm learning, actually.
That's powerful.
You're doing what you can do.
Yeah.
But you've got all these tools now, don't beat yourself up. That's one thing I would say, is if you do blame, okay, just take responsibility and don't beat yourself up for thinking I'm going backwards.
As soon as you do go blame, though, that's now takes you powerless from going out and actually finding out a solution. So I find that when I start blaming now, I've now instantly put a door in front of actually solving that problem in the future, because I don't have to go and find the problem or the answer to the solution.
But it also makes you powerless behind
it makes me powerless. So so I don't have to look anymore. I don't have to find out the solution. I don't have to learn anything. I don't have to find anything out, because do you know what? It's you've done it. Done. I ain't got to worry about it now. It's you.
And then you get that empty feeling after.
Yeah. But before that happens, and the majority of people will probably be doing that who haven't done this, and so that's just the easy way out. And then that you're now stopping yourself spiritually or as a human being evolving as well, because you're not learning, experiencing and trial and error and all this stuff, because you're just going to never do anything more than other than go, well, what do you mean? It's you, it's your fault, it's this fault, it's that, and it will just stop any further progression.
Even if it is actually their fault.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It might not be the easy way out. We might think it's the easy way out, because afterwards what happens, we feel like crap about ourselves, and then we start to dislike ourselves.
Yeah.
So even not consciously, but I know that's what was going on with me for years. I think, you horrible person. You know about yourself.
Yes. And
that just is like, that's just like a vicious circle.
Yeah.
So just thank you. So going back to the programme, do you remember the roller coaster that it was? Is there any sort of
the repeating myself? What was it called? The
1 plus 2 equals. Do you know that everyone mentions this? So we do a distinction called 1 plus 2 equals 3. Over to you, Hayley.
I hated it.
Yes, you did.
I'm not going to, because I don't want to ruin the programme.
No, don't give them the outcome.
No, obviously, no, but...
it'll undo it.
I learned a lot from that exercise.
Yeah. I learned a lot from that.
A lot.
I was like, oh my God, I do that every day.
Yeah. But then if you flip it to the positive, you're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, because it's resilience. Yeah. That was resilience.
That's
right.
That's what you said.
It was resilience.
That's when you
went
said
on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So we do this exercise in the programme, in the 4 to 5 day programme, where it's the most mad, powerful thing, and you'll have a pattern of behaviour over a period of a day. Most people, it's a week to a month. Some people, it's a day.
I had a day, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a week to a month, and you'll go through this pattern, and in about 45 minutes, we can take, even if your pattern is a month, we can get it in 45 minutes, your pattern that you will do in a month.
Oh, yeah, you repeat it as well.
You repeat it. Yeah, so we call it the endless
you go
feedback loop from hell, Mark Manson.
Yeah.
In that exercise, you go through every emotion.
Yeah. That you and everyone's different, but
confusion. What's going on here?
Your confusion just kept coming up, didn't it? And then you're like, and then when you look back on it, you go, that's what I do. Oh my God, that's me.
Yeah.
But we've just compressed it into.
Yeah, it's a good exercise.
I think it's for me. Loved it, because I just sat there, and I'll tell you what, and I said this in all the other interviews. That was the exercise that cracked me open, Because I was
Really?
quite resistant,
Yeah.
and I was full of myself, and I was me, you know what I mean, cocky, full of it. I know all this stuff. Yeah, so and it was quite early, and Greg
really
can't
was.
really teach me
Like,
anything, right?
really.
And I was in a bad place, so like I'm just like, and all of a sudden, I'm sort of like, I was sort of challenging him, but in a way, I intellectually challenging him, but I was still engaged in it, and that cracked me open. And it was after that event, I just went crack, and I was like, oh. And then that allowed me to then fully engage in it. And I was like, kids to a sweet shop. I was like, okay, yep, right, let's do this. Let's do it. I literally I submitted, give up.
That was it for you.
That was it. I was cracked. I don't know anything. I don't know anything anymore. But it was brilliant because
in a good way,
a fantastic way, because that really did open me up.
Liberating way.
My ego, which was always big,
ego,
I had literally got put in his place, put in a box, put away. He says, "You're not needed anymore."
Yeah.
You go away, right? And I was just like, "Oh my god, wow!" And so for me, it liberated me from my ego, but it also cracked me open enough to literally then really fully engage for the rest of the thing.
So, how many pages did you do?
I actually did it quite quickly.
Oh, I done 3, I think.
Because I actually worked it out quite quickly, and I need about 7 minutes, I think, and I worked it out. I'd already worked out just by the nut, I'd already worked it out, right? But he was like, he knew I'd got it, but he didn't start being stuck, and he just get no, and he wouldn't like accept it in a way, but there was 2 of us doing it, and so it wouldn't have been fair, because obviously the other person wouldn't have benefited from it, and then when it all happened, I said, right, and he's like, oh no, but we can't because but the fact of the matter is that had he not done that, that would have happened for me. Because I would have probably got out after a couple of minutes. I would have been.
You wouldn't have got the full benefit.
I wouldn't have got the full benefit.
No.
But it was that cracked me open. So
but even if you was
grateful for that.
Even if you was going no.
Yeah.
That was still part of it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, he was. He broke.
That was still part of it.
It's still part of it.
Yeah.
Of course, because it doesn't matter, because it's up to us.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say no more though, because.
So what was I? Pardon me, but what was I opening for you from that? Then it was just you realised that you were actually that all the behaviours you didn't like about yourself or didn't know about yourself were happening.
And I realised that anyone could tell. I realised that I didn't know my own mind.
Wow.
I didn't know my own mind because I was letting somebody else basically tell me what. I don't want to ruin it, but.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we'll just leave it
I
there.
learned, because I don't want to ruin it because it's a really powerful exercise, I learned that I did not trust my own mind. That's it. I didn't trust my own mind.
Ah, okay. But you didn't know that prior to that?
No.
That was the learning you got from
Yeah.
it? Okay, and then you had the space to be able to start trusting your own mind. Because
Yeah.
So if you could tell somebody now, like where you were and then now where you are now after that event, because nearly everybody's going to be, who hasn't done that exercise, is going to be in a place where they think they're in control, or they know what's going on, or they know who they are.
I was at a place where, a bit like you actually, I thought I knew everything, no one could tell me.
common theme here.
And that was even going on in the course, like, well, yeah, I knew this. And then a couple of I was trying to be teacher's pet as well.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Pleasing,
Yeah, people pleasing?
Yeah, people pleasing. Yeah. So I was in a place where my ego was up. I didn't trust in myself. I was lost. I was confused. I felt empty. I was just going through every day the rituals and etc. etc. To where I am now, I feel a lot more confident. I feel a lot more. I trust in myself. I respect myself more.
Wow.
I definitely respect myself more.
Do you respect your own thinking more now and your own judgment?
But no, I actually, I'm more empathetic towards myself.
Oh,
that's a big thing.
So if I do have a bad thought, about anyone, anything, or anything about me, then I just go, They don't know. Yeah, they don't know. It's their stuff put onto you. Yeah, but no. But if I have a bad thought about someone else,
oh, I see. Yeah,
I have empathy because I think actually, you're aware, and there's something going on now.
Yeah. So I just want to bring this up in the course. So thank you for that. So there's the sausage roll incident. I really wanted to bring.
Oh
it up.
yes, because that's where I do definitely have more respect for myself. Yeah.
Right. So and you'll love this, right? Because it will be clear in a minute. So one thing that you'll see. And there's a common thing to all people that participate in any part of, whether it's the seminar, the webinar, or whether it's the live, or whether it's the program, or the whole lot. But I'm going to invite you to consider this for yourself. Just have a think about it after you've watched this video. But a lot of people actually make things that don't matter, and the things that matter, they don't matter. Right? So we went for a little break during the course, and we were going to get some food. And you said, I don't know whether you were just fussy or whether you were.
I'm fussy.
You're fussy. And I said, what would you like from the hot counter in the Tesco's? And we're on a break, so we're not technically working. And then, do you want to explain? Do you remember the episode? This is lovely.
I wanted a sausage roll.
Yeah.
And I didn't. It didn't matter. I chose a sausage roll that was easier for the lady behind the counter.
Right. So
to get, and it didn't matter that it was all battered up.
We're going to pay full price for sausage roll.
Yeah, I was going to pay full price for sausage roll. It didn't matter that it was all. It was a bit battered, but it was going to make it easier for her to reach that one there. Yeah. So that's the one I was. You went, which one? I went. What would you mean?
Yeah, because you and then so what happened? I said, no, which one do you want? And then you sort of went all a bit weird.
Yeah, like
what do you mean?
What are you on about? Just give me your sausage.
Yeah, no, I completely know where you're going.
So what goes on here is that she was like, well, it doesn't matter. And I go, well, actually, you do matter. You're important.
Yeah, that was big for me.
Which, and obviously it's relevant to your vision and mission, and we can talk about that. But the point was, and I said, which one? And then in a moment, you just felt, I think you felt safe. I think you felt loved and cared for.
Definitely felt cared for. I felt safe, secure, all those things of my...
Yeah.
I happen to remember them for some reason.
Yeah.
And important.
Content.
Because
I had a nice sausage roll.
Yeah. But what happened was I wouldn't leave there until I said, I know it's a bit difficult, but you wanted one right at the front, which meant the lady had to go right to the bottom. And I said, she's really important. And it came up at the end of the programme that this episode or this incident was an absolute
game changer for you.
Oh, it was, because I didn't realise that I just settled for anything.
Yeah, you were people pleasing.
Funny that, and I'm going to just interject here. I think every distinction in the Genesis programme, individually, are all game changers actually. Yeah. Because the your bed is. The 1 + 2 is. Yeah. The matter doesn't matter is because I spent my whole life not mattering, and that's been a massive thing for me.
Change enough.
Yeah, change enough and change. All of these things.
They're all game changers.
They're all game changers, aren't they?
And so look, one thing I do recommend whoever does this course, you still do the paper.
What, the flip chart?
Yeah.
On dissatisfaction.
Yeah. Do they still not the dissatisfaction? Do you still have all bed? Change.
Yeah, we do all of that. Yeah, we do all of that.
Nothing's changed.
I had them in my bedroom for a year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
What, up on the wall?
Which means Steve had them in the bedroom for a year.
Yeah. Which would have helped him. So,
did he blame me for it?
That's your fault. No, blame Greg.
Sorry. yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mildly true.
I love it.
Yeah. So they're all massive. Yeah.
Yeah, they are all games.
So just for those that on the first day we call them philosophies or life hacks, and they're things that we can almost guarantee you haven't seen
or live by.
And there's about 15 or 16 of them, and Steve just said a moment ago they're all game changers. They're pretty huge. Why they're not out there in the public domain as much, I don't know. I'm here to help with that, but they're brilliant. And when you at the end of the program you get your vision and mission, or why you're here and how you do it, all of a sudden they become really useful. They become tools you just want to.
Oh, they're huge.
They just want to.
You get why you're doing. Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they are huge. Yeah, because I do some coaching with people now, and I actually use them in every coaching session. I will use one of those distinctions and bring it in, but I don't use it I'd use it in a different way that's right for them at that.
What's right for you as well?
What's right for them, and what's right for you. What's right for them, what's right for you.
Right, yeah.
So, exactly.
I use it in my counselling.
Yeah, I think you need to.
It's good. It's getting out there.
It's getting out there. I use it. I flip it a lot.
Yeah.
So when
you can get smart with them, can't you?
You can get
really smart with them.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, and what works for you and what doesn't work for you and stuff like that is really good. The Mercedes were a brilliant one. That's probably a big thing for me, because now what I've done now, I spent most of my life or most of my time really now not dealing with the things that don't work for me and spending all my time on the things that do work and finding things that do. So, but that's something else.
Yeah.
So the dissatisfactions process. We'll go on to that. Obviously, I mean, mine was quite big. So what about you? Did
So
you
this is
enjoy
the middle-
that?
This is the middle part of the programme. It's we
you
call it
enjoy that?
emotional cancers.
The emotional cancers that we have buried, hidden, that we don't know that's going on in our lives.
Do you know, at the end of it, I was so relieved.
I love the way she went straight to the end of it. Yeah,
Oh no, I just. But that you have to go. I feel. Do you still do them?
Oh,
Yeah, so
it's
important.
Key, it's the key. And
have to
this
go
man's
through it.
modified them. They're even better now.
Oh, do you
Yeah.
know, you have to go through it because it's what you do every day, and you won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Will you?
Yeah,
You
no.
will not do it anymore because.
And do you know the other thing as well that I found is that I was like, because I said I had 20 valid excuses in my life, and when I'd done that, and I've had some really painful shit happen, right? But what happened for me is that after I'd done the whole dissatisfaction process, I now no longer can feel any of the emotions associated to all those events. So as if they were literally taken up and gone. Now I know all those events happened, and I can tell you about them.
Yeah.
I can talk about them. I go, oh yeah, that happened, that happened, that happened, that happened, that happened, that happened.
Yeah, because
That's what it is. It's gone now. All of the
You've faced it head on and
Yeah,
you've released
it.
It's gone.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so for me, it was really, really powerful. The dissatisfaction process was enabled me to literally put to bed every single thing,
Yeah.
bad traumatic experience that was holding me back in my life and in the current moment. They're all gone now, and that's what I found really powerful for
Yeah.
it. Did you have a similar experience?
I had a really funny experience with my mum.
Okay.
Do you remember? I skipped the numbers from.
Yes, every time. Yes. So I do remember it really well. So we don't do this so much now, but we number the dissatisfactions because they're all emotional cancers, and you add them up because each cancer's on top of the cancer makes it worse. But you kept, when you were on your mum, you kept jumping like you wanted to move on. It was bizarre, and you were bonkers.
I
and you
love
were
my
brilliant
mum
with-
so much, and I did not want to think anything bad about her, but
Do you know what? Neither did I. That was a big one for
I
me
didn't
too.
want to think. No, I don't want. My mum's too lovely, but you had to face it. And I was going from 200 to 400. You went. You've skipped 200.
But some of the numbers were not even. It's not like you did one number
then-
different. You did
I
like
know,
two.
and
It was
then I
like 207. Then you went to 438. It's like,
And I was crying with laughter.
Yeah.
I was in fits of laughter when I was doing my mum. It was weird.
it's unusual, but
Yeah,
but
it
that's
was-
because your brain is like what it's
Yeah,
challenging.
I don't want to say anything horrible about my mum.
So very quickly for those of the viewers, the process is about 2 days long, and basically we're looking at all the things that don't work or that you're dissatisfied with, and what we call them is emotional cancers. But what you'll find is the things that you think are your emotional cancers aren't. They are. Yeah. So it might
but
be
they're not.
But they're not.
Or the things that you think are really good and safe and really positive in your life
They're not.
actually ain't. They're screwing your life up.
So about 90 to 95% of your issues you won't even know are going on.
Yeah.
What we do is we drag them out, and it's described. People have said it's the most uncomfortable thing they've ever done, and all we're doing is having a conversation. You're writing on. Now we do it in a pad.
But I'd also say it is the most satisfying, most revealing, most liberating thing I've ever done at the same time.
When you get to the end, yeah.
Yeah.
So quickly, when you get to the end, yeah.
No,
but it is
I
though, isn't it?
recommend them. You have to go through them. You have to.
Yeah.
You
So
do.
that's brilliant. And then obviously, let's go to your vision and mission.
Vision and mission.
So at the end, we give you like why you've come to planet Earth. Inside
Blueprint.
of you, there's a
I love
blueprint.
that day.
There's a blueprint inside of you of a set of skills of who you are and why you've come here and who to be. And we can actually extract that from you and give that to you, can't we
Yeah.
not? And we also have a blueprint of how we deal with anything, any problem in our life. And in coaching, it's the way you do anything, it's the way you do everything. And we can also get that out of you and give that to you as well. So
It's crazy. Yeah, and I love the video. You get like a process, didn't you?
yeah.
We watched a really powerful video.
Two videos.
Two videos.
Two videos,
The-
yeah. But then
Simon-
one stood out to me was more because of definitely the
Simon
why.
Tip.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yes.
of the golden circle.
yeah, and it's
Simon
it's
Tip.
your why. Yeah, though I get
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people miss.
Yes.
Yeah, how and
So we give you your why and your how. So if you look up Simon Sinek and starting with why, we actually help you get your why, which is built into your.
Because most of you are probably doing the what and the how. What
Not
do
the
I need
why.
to do and how am I going to do it?
yes. And
Oh, I don't know what to do and I don't know how to do it. And you're actually missing the point because that's not really what's going on.
it's not really relevant until
it's
you
not
find
relevant.
your why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was that story with who is it? He done the big speech and they just all turned
Martin
up.
Luther King.
Yes.
250,000
Yeah.
people, 1960.
So them two videos are really powerful.
Yeah.
So that's the first part of the morning, and then I ask you if you're ready to be transformed, and then we go about. You just chill. Did you lay on the couch? I can't remember.
No, I kept on having. I give up smoking, but I kept having cigarettes.
Yeah, that was.
Because I was thinking, what's he going to do? What's going to happen? I'm going to have my last cigarette.
Yeah. So your vision and mission. So how revealing was that to you? How
I really
much
enjoyed that bit.
How much of a game changer has that been for you in your life right now?
Oh, it's huge. It's still in my fridge. It's huge. It's massive. It's just...
Are you living your life by that now on every day?
Not
Have you
every
aligned
day.
with it?
Of course, I aligned.
Which is what we called it.
Yeah, you definitely align on the day because I cried like a baby.
And to just tell the viewers here that you hardly ever cried.
I very rarely cried. Yeah,
And
I
what
didn't
was-
allow myself to cry.
And my goal was to have you cry like a baby.
Yeah, and I like the first bit of paper, I was like,
Oh.
yeah, we just sort of went through this.
Yeah, well done, you.
I knew this wouldn't work. I was sitting there thinking, and then
So
when
I thought I did. I thought, I knew this
That's
ain't done it.
yeah,
And then
that's-
boom!
Yeah, 'cause I thought,
Wow!
I've just sat on your couch, and you've just told me that. So, and
Yeah.
it's the second bit of paper that I literally. And remember, I rejected it. I ran across the room.
Yep.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because you.
Yeah, I ran across the room, and I was like, no.
I never like saying this. It's like people have described it. Several people have described it. It's almost like a rebirth or a.
It is like a rebirth because you cry like you are
a
you've
baby
just
again.
been born.
Because what we do is they actually reconnect you with who you were born
Oh,
to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why you were trying to reject it because it's a bit like it's a weird thing because you
Well,
don't
because you've
expect.
learned all of this stuff through your life not to be you.
Yeah.
And then you spend 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years learning not to be you. And then all of a sudden when you get connected back to who you actually really were when you come here, and that's why the life you should be living,
Yeah.
it's
And what do we do?
It's powerful and-
We try and find our answers outside, don't we?
yeah.
That tells us,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, that's what
where you've got to
programmed.
find your answers.
Right, that's
is.
powerful. So what we talk about, thank you for that, Hayley. So what we talk about at Reboot is that actually your answers to everything are already inside of you, or the process to find the answer is already inside of you. So there's
And we can help you,
we can help you get that.
get it.
Because we all look outside to do all these things. We do TEDx talks, we YouTube ourselves to death.
What we
But
talked about
actually-
earlier.
That's why we weren't getting it. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's actually the
I believe
answers already in you, which means wherever you go, the answer's in you, or the process to find the answer is within you. So it's either you've got the answer, or you haven't got quite the answer, but the process to get the answer. So that's your why and your how. And it's absolutely liberating. And you could, we have a lot of, nearly everyone that does the program instantly gets liberated because all of a sudden, you don't have to go across the world to find yourself. You've found yourself here. You don't have to go look at a book, or you don't have to go.
You don't have to leave your job, leave your wife, leave your partner, go and buy a new house, whatever. It's all rubbish. It's all crap because actually what's really going on is inside
That's correct.
of you. And
so you
100%.
reconnect with you, and it's absolutely lush.
And your relationship change.
Yes.
with yourself as well.
One with yourself, but your relationships around you change.
Yeah. So we get a lot of mums that actually think I can't love my children anymore, and then after the program,
You love them more, of course.
you love them.
do.
Did you see that, viewers? You just went, of course you do. Now, if I said to you, you could love your children more, you're like, who? Go
Who
away.
are
Brett.
you? Yeah.
Who are you? Yeah. Go off.
Yeah, because everyone's just full of it. Everyone just makes up stuff and has all these beliefs and everything that isn't working for them day in, day out. And I was like that. And this has just shown me a completely different way of really what this has basically made me realise that I was actually, even in my fullest, full on, running 3 companies, doing everything, going everywhere, I've probably actually really only been 5% me. And I had all this going on, and I really thought that was what was really, but I was actually really only being 5% me. And this has enabled me to literally be 95, nearly 100% me now.
Yeah.
And that's powerful for me.
It's really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a game changer. And I think I'm aligned with a lot of people out there that are probably where I was.
Are you attracting different people?
I have literally, well, I've got this jockey in my life, but no, I mean, I've got Greg a lot now, obviously quite a lot.
I know what you were going to say then.
Yeah.
Jockey.
Yeah. Oh, he is, he likes to. Literally every single person that was in my life prior to all my shit happening, every single person's gone. Nobody reaches out to me. Nobody really. They say hello to me when I bump into them, but nobody. I have no relationship with any of them. Their choice. Because when your success goes or things happen to you, and they're the first people to run. They just all legged it. They weren't. They're not interested in that. But what I would say is the relationship with my last ex is really drastically improved, and that's why I've got my son now. She phoned me up and said, "Would I like to have him?" Where it wasn't like that. And I've just literally got loads of new people in my life who are more aligned to not being crooked, schemy, lying, full of shit, drama queens, fake people. I've just got none of these people anymore, and I just don't have them, and I like it that way. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, I just need to find. I'm still single guy, but even now. I'm not even gonna just have a relationship for the sake of having one now. It's got to be really aligned with me now. It's not just a case of through ego or whatever.
So you're loving yourself now.
Yeah, and now it might until I'm 70, but I'm gonna wait to 70 if I have to.
Have do be.
Oh, be do have.
Have,
yeah.
Oh,
so glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that was
then do, then have. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing that I was failing on, and Greg's really turned that around for me in the last month.
Everyone does it. A lot of people do. That comes into my head a lot, actually.
Yes, that distinction.
Yeah. No, for me, I think it was important for me to have time with just me first of all for a little while. I was having a lot of alone time.
Is this after the programme?
Oh, after the programme. Yeah. And it's only recently, the last few months, I'm attracting about 6 different people into my life.
Yeah.
Wow. That are congruent with who you are?
With who I am, yeah. I'd already got a lot of people away because since I've done my counselling course.
Yeah.
And actually I've rekindled a friendship because she's changed. Because we're different.
Yeah. I know.
Would you like it?
You can do if you want to. My son, he's just turned up.
You can
so
edit this bit.
I'll edit this bit out, yeah.
It's quite nice to be a little bit cool now, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it? The weather's much better. It's my little man.
Oh, I just love it here, all this stuff.
He's a little star. He's only been here a day.
And what is he like? Is he
There he is. There he is. My mum, bless her. She's amazing, my mum.
I thought we need to go down anyway now.
Yeah, I just want to go on about your daughter, if that's all right.
Yeah?
Ask a question about your daughter.
What about the calls?
Yeah.
The delight? Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, all good, right, yeah. So sit it back down. So getting back to obviously the course, your 9-year-old daughter even participated in the course. Am I correct in assuming that?
Yes, she did.
So can you...
Youngest ever in the history of ever to do it.
9 years old.
One day she's going to be, like, you was the first one to do this.
So what were her...
That's mad, 9-year-old.
She's 10 now, but...
10
yeah, but she wanted to do it, for Megan now, she's... when she first came, it was mainly about the sleeping. Yeah. She wasn't sleeping at night because she was scared of everything. Her imagination was everywhere, and
it was causing huge problems, actually, not just for her, but for...
It was causing
was it a film that she watched, or what was going on? What was happening?
No, she didn't watch a film. What would happen was she'd caught a picture. I was scrolling through something on my Facebook, which I don't no longer have anymore.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just gone. Yeah. Yes, and that's... Yeah, I forgot about that. It's a huge thing for me. Yeah, no, like, it doesn't entertain me at all. But I was scrolling through something and a picture of Chucky come up. She went, "What's that, Mummy?" And I was like, "Nothing." She was like, "I just see it." And she had the image, how powerful we as human beings. Yep. We see one thing and then it's locked in.
Yeah, and this is what I think a lot of parents do not understand about their children, about what they're watching or what they're doing, and they're completely ignorant to the fact that their children are super hyper sponges and they will focus and pick up everything, and even a slightest little image like that.
She see one image,
issues.
and then she was watching things on YouTube, and she said it popped up again. So it just kept on, like she was watching something on, like a normal thing on YouTube, and she went, "It's just popped up again," and so something was
triggering it.
Something was triggering her, and that was it. She was petrified of this little midget.
Well, wasn't it 3 o'clock in the morning or something? She was waiting that he was going to come and...
3 a.m. She got told in school at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Someone comes in. I don't know who it is. Yeah. So she was petrified that he'd come at the end of her bed, and we wouldn't be able to hear her.
Yeah.
She was petrified, and
that stopped her
we
sleeping.
tried everything. Stopped her sleeping. She was moaning in our room, or we tried everything. We did this. We tried everything. I'd like do a 10-minute thing where I'd go up there and wait on top of the stairs for 10 minutes, come down, and then she would scream again, "No, mummy, no, mum," and it was just. It went on for about a year.
That's it. Yeah, I remember you saying.
And it got a year. It went on over a year. So we did this, and we was desperate.
3 days after, wasn't it?
God, yeah, that is madness.
3 days after.
3 days after.
Megan completed and knew why she's here and how she did it.
The first thing she said when she done the course, do you remember? I can't believe you've changed my life.
Yeah, she came round and just gave me a kiss, didn't she?
Yeah.
She went and she said, no, she said, I can't believe in the car. She came up to me and she went, thank you for changing my life.
Yeah, because she said to me, I can't believe.
That's so beautiful.
It is, it's got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a 9
3 days later, something started to shift. She didn't do it yet.
Yeah. No, sorry.
But you've changed the whole family.
Oh, stop it.
that's
Don't stop
great.
it a little bit.
Yeah, hugely. And a couple of weeks later, that was it. She just, and now she rationalises things. Do you remember I was talking about it?
Yeah.
She said, I promise you I'm not going to watch it, but what I have done, I did watch how they did it.
So even though she's got the curiosity, she's managing her own things.
Yeah.
So you get...
Yeah.
So, and
And
did
I'm
I
allowing
did
her
she
to
have
do that as
anxiety?
well.
And she had anxiety issues, and then she became like the head girl or something.
Oh, she's she had problems in she didn't have a lot of confidence, and she now first of all she become counsellor rep, and then they all chose her to be the counsellor, the school counsellor.
It's amazing,
She
right?
went
I mean,
from-
yeah. I mean, just imagine to think that Reboot can change.
Because people see it and feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
They
I mean,
do.
so it just goes to show whether you're 9 years old or 67 years old, this program is life changing
Oh,
on
it's
such a
huge.
massive scale.
I'd say
And it's a
90
wonderful story to hear that it had such an effect, a positive effect on your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, brilliant. So, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Anything you want to talk about your counselling, your therapy? Do you have your own place you want to talk about, or is anyone wants to contact you or have private sessions with you? How's your life unfolding for you going forward?
As in nothing to do with Reboot. Do you want
Yeah, nothing to do with
a
Reboot.
plug for yourself, if you like.
No, I don't actually.
Sorry, give
There's
it
a
up.
reason why, because that's not very new. No, there's a reason why, because
Okay.
that might not be my. Even though I love it,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
there's something more than
There's something bigger
therapy.
going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Children's stories though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've done children's stories, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah. If
budding
there's
author.
any publishers out there, contact me.
Yeah, great. And so, could you just, I mean, you've done the course, could you just tell the viewers who are going to watch this video, give them, some advice on if they're thinking about doing it, on what to do, or giving them some confidence in the course, or what could you actually say about it to help anybody make a decision? If
Just
they're
maybe
stuck
just
or
to come
whatever,
to the webinar, or just come to
whatever.
our open evening. What would you give them thinking about when
Go
you...
with your gut feeling. Go with your that feeling. You will know, because nothing will stop you.
Yeah.
Nothing will stop you.
I
If
think
you're
that-
ready, nothing will stop you.
Yeah,
I think that's it in a nutshell.
yeah, it's
Did
brilliant.
anything stop
Yeah.
you?
Nearly, but it didn't.
No,
No,
No.
but it didn't stop you, did it?
no, it didn't. No.
Come on,
No.
you're going to have the doubts.
It's as good as
I had
you.
all the doubts. The doubts were like, actually,
your
I
desire
can't,
was
I can't.
greater than the
But
doubt.
My desire was greater than the doubt, so nothing will stop you.
Yeah, I mean, I got to the point where I really wanted just to end my life, because I wasn't even emotional about it. I just said, I was like, I openly talk about it. Do you know what? I've had enough, really.
Yeah.
I weren't like,
Yeah.
want to go and sit in a corner crying and go, I was like, do you know what? I've had enough, actually.
Yeah.
I'm time out now. And I'd openly talk about it. Everyone's going, oh my God, Steve, you talk about taking your life. I'm like, yeah, I know. But it's the most obvious thing. It's like, nothing's working. It's time. And it was like, really, I've
You
got
don't have to
so-
necessarily be at that end. But,
Yeah, no, you don't. I mean,
there
that's
he
for
is,
me.
little rubes.
Right, anyway, so...
just to wrap up then, or shall I wrap up?
Yeah, you go on, please do,
So
please do.
there's a few things you can do. You can go to reboot.uno, www.reboot.uno. There's a quiz on there that can just, it's an unusual quiz. It doesn't take long, 2 or 3 minutes. That might just give you a little bit of an insight into what we do. Or you can come to one of our open evenings. If you go to Eventbrite and check out Reboot Chelmsford, it will tell you when the next open evening is, and that's held at a pub. And it's informal. We bring a flip chart, we have a chat, we all sit
Cup
down,
of coffee?
have a cup of coffee,
Maybe
cup of
something
tea, a
sweet?
beer or whatever, or something to eat. They do deals on normally when we're there.
Yeah,
It's a lovely
and
pub.
it allows people, even if it's just you might have an issue that's going on in your life, and you might want to just find a solution. We've got lots of experts that are involved with Reboot, or people that we know. So if we can't help you out, we might know somebody else that might. So it won't be a wasted journey.
Absolutely, and there's no cost to that. The other thing is that we do a webinar which we call Reboot Insights, and if you check out, if you go to reboot.uno, there's a link at the top which is webinar registration. Opt-in, and there is
it's free.
It's free. It's webinar, so you don't need to go anywhere. You can be in the comfort of your own house.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple coming up soon. So check that out. So that's called Reboot Insights webinar. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So, look, thanks ever so much for joining and sitting in my garden and telling us your journey.
You're welcome.
And good luck with your whatever you choose to do going forward.
Thank
You're
you.
an amazing human being, you're a lovely lady. Greg, thanks again for joining me. And so, thanks for joining us as well, viewers. And we look forward to seeing you on our next interview. Until then, thank you and goodbye.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.